The animal kingdom is truly astonishing. With millions of species roaming the planet, scientists have barely begun to scratch the surface of discovery. Every day, they uncover bizarre new creatures that defy belief. From bone-eating worms lurking beneath the sea to spiders that resemble pelicans, the world is full of strange and terrifying species we never knew existed. Here are 20 newly discovered species that have left the world in shock. Number 20. Ping-pong tree sponge. Yep, the ping-pong tree sponge is something else. In fact, it looks like it's from a whole different planet. It's about 50 centimeters tall and consists mostly of a thin stalk topped with eerie orbs. But don't be fooled by its jello-like appearance. Those blobs are covered in hook-shaped spicules, essentially the sponge's skeleton, and they trap crustaceans like Velcro. Yep, this weird entity likes to eat meat. The trapped critters get slowly digested by sponge cells, kind of like amoebas. This sponge doesn't have a stomach, so it's a gruesome, translucent process for the whole ocean to witness. And guess where you can find this horror show? In the deep Pacific Ocean, of course, around 2,700 meters down. Come on, where else would such a freaky creature live? Number 19. The hagfish. This strange, alien sea creature has no teeth and no bones, and resembles a small jelly-like blob. In fact, they are actually the only animal on the planet with a skull and no spine. Yep, it's the one and only hagfish. These disgusting fish may be blind, but they can rely on their powerful senses to help them hunt down their victims in the perpetual darkness. Their strong sense of smell and touch allows them to find food on the ocean floor, and once they have found their prey, they will begin using their bizarre bodies to tunnel through the animal, eating from the inside out. Yikes, that's not a nasty way to go. The hagfish's favorite meal of all time is a rotting carcass lying on the seabed, and this slimy, limp fish is actually extremely important for the ecosystem of the ocean, clearing up dead bodies wherever it goes. As for anything that has a stomach strong enough to try and eat the hagfish, the slimy sea creature has a disgusting defense system that has any predator swimming away in revulsion. The hagfish will produce an enormous amount of slimy goo, allowing it to slip and slide out of an attacker's grip before tying itself up into a knot to clean itself up again. Yuck. Number 18. Vermicella perscata. Down under in Australia, a bunch of scientists from the University of Queensland have just unveiled a brand spanking new species of bandy snake. These slithery fellas have a peculiar taste for blind snakes, and they're on the petite side, measuring in at a mere 20 to 40 inches. They're black and white and venomous too. Oh great! Of all the new species these researchers could have found, they had to unearth one that was deadly. But don't let their venomous status fool you. These bandies are actually pretty chill and won't harm humans, or so scientists say. This species was discovered in the Weipa area of Cape York, Queensland, while researchers were out sea snake hunting. It was then that they stumbled upon our newfound friend, just chilling on a concrete block by the sea. Talk about a chance encounter. Number 17. Robin Moore's night frog. Get ready to meet the newest pint-sized amphibians, the night frogs. These little guys are the true definition of tiny, measuring a mere 12.2 millimeters. They're so small, it's no wonder they've only just been spotted now. This new frog discovery is part of the Nike Trabacus gang, aka the night frogs. It took 5 whole years of exploring the Western Ghats biodiversity hotspot in India to unveil these mini marvels. They're basically the ninja frogs of the animal kingdom, with calls that sound more like insects than amphibians. Their love for hiding in secretive spots probably played a part in keeping them hidden until now. Robin Moore's night frog is not just one of the tiniest frogs in India, but it also ranks among the world's smallest. Yep, we told you they were small. Number 16. Ghost shark. We're heading over 5,000 feet under the waves in search of an elusive fish that even scientists know very little about. We're talking about the terrifying ghost shark, a blue, pointy-nosed creature that has been lurking under the ocean for millions of years. It's covered in weird Frankenstein-like stitches all over and is so rare that it has only been spotted a handful of times. Now, the weird stitches on its body are actually highly developed sensory organs that can sense even the tiniest of movements and vibrations deep under the sea. And it's not technically a shark, but rather the lesser-known ratfish. Fossils of this prehistoric ratfish have been found by paleontologists who've dated the creature back to between 350 million to 375 million years ago. They even predate dinosaurs. No wonder they call it the ghost shark. This thing has been haunting the planet since forever, and now, thanks to modern technology, the ghost shark was finally caught on camera after researchers recorded the animal using a remotely operated underwater vehicle off the coast of Hawaii and California. Who knew the ocean was haunted? Not us. Now it's time for today's topic. Residents of a remote coastal town in Florida woke up to a chilling sight. A massive, never-before-seen sea creature washed up on the shore, standing over 15 feet long with bulging, translucent red eyes and countless writhing tentacles. The bizarre creature left scientists and locals equally stunned. Marine biologists from a nearby research institute rushed to the scene, equipped with hazmat suits to examine the specimen. Preliminary observations revealed a creature resembling a mix between a squid and an octopus, but its anatomy didn't match any known species. The translucent eyes appeared to contain bioluminescent properties, suggesting it dwelled in the ocean's darkest depths. Its tentacles, lined with razor-sharp barbs, hinted at a predator capable of taking down large prey. Samples were carefully collected for further analysis, but the discovery has already sparked wild speculation. Could this creature be a new species resulting from deep-sea gigantism, or is it an ancient predator resurrected by changing ocean currents? Conspiracy theories abound, with some claiming it's a mutation caused by pollution or even evidence of extraterrestrial life. As experts scramble to uncover the truth, one thing is clear: this terrifying discovery has everyone questioning what else lurks in the uncharted depths of our oceans. Number 15. Deep-sea hatchetfish. Meet the deep-sea hatchetfish, the ocean's own little hatchet-wielding superhero, and there's a whopping 45 species in their family, ranging from a dainty 1-inch to a 6-inch titan. Their bodies are as slim as a blade, hence the hatchet name. These fish are the true definition of stealth in the deep, effortlessly gliding through the darkness like little blades of light. Their bodies are perfectly designed for life in the abyss, making them agile hunters that can escape predators in the blink of an eye. What's even crazier is that they are capable of adjusting their bioluminescence to camouflage with the faint light above, making them practically invisible to anything lurking below. Now, let's talk about size. The heavyweight champ of the hatchetfish world reaches a beefy 6 inches. Most of them have silvery scales, but some, like the giant hatchetfish, are brown or green. And then there are those weird peepers. Their eyes aren't just for show. They're like built-in periscopes pointing upwards. This helps them spot tasty treats falling from the sky, way down in the deep. Now, according to scientists, these hatchetfish are party animals, and by that, they mean that they can light up the night with their bioluminescent bodies. Thanks to some nifty photophores along their bodies, they can throw their own underwater rave. Yep, the deep-sea hatchetfish might just be the most interesting sea creature you've never heard of. Number 14. Antarctic scale worm. Meet the Southern Ocean superstar Eulogiesca gigantea. It's the marine world's version of a party in the front, business in the back. Yes, we're talking mullets, ladies and gentlemen, and this might just be the only sea creature in the world who is rocking one. This worm's got the whole terrifying yet oddly mesmerizing thing going on. At over 20 centimeters long and 10 centimeters wide, it's not exactly a cuddly critter. With its armored body covered in scale-like plates, it moves through the ocean floor like a living tank, leaving a trail of awe and fear behind. The Antarctic scale worm can survive the harshest of conditions, from freezing cold waters to deep-sea pressures that would crush most creatures. Its tough exterior is complemented by its ability to thrive in the oxygen-poor depths of the Southern Ocean, making it a true survivor. Xenomorph's distant cousin, the Antarctic scale worm, belongs to the scale worm family, Polynoidae. As for their diet, well, that's still a bit of a mystery, but rumor has it they're not exactly veggie lovers or like active hunters on the prowl. Watch out, potential prey. Now, here's the weirdest thing of all. That head without eyes is actually a retractable proboscis. When it's hunting time, this 7-centimeter-long spear rolls out, revealing some seriously sharp munching gear. Yep, this is officially the worm from hell. Number 13. Barrel eye fish. Deep down in the ocean, between 2,000 and 2,600 feet, there is a very peculiar creature who hides in the dark. The barrel eye fish is so unique because of the transparent shield over the strange sea creature's head. Yep, you can see right through this fish. It's named after its barrel-shaped eyes that have specially adapted to collecting as much light as it possibly can in the dark waters of the deep. These eyes aren't just for show. They can rotate, allowing the fish to look up and straight ahead, maximizing its ability to scan the area. It uses its incredible vision to locate prey such as tiny plankton and small shrimp that drift through its habitat. This fish also has an eerie ability to see above and below at the same time, essentially giving it a panoramic view of its surroundings. It can look right up or straight ahead through its transparent head in order to spot potential predators or prey. This awesome see-through shield can also protect its eyes from the stings of deadly siphonophores that can also creep around in the darkness. This incredible fish is also known as the Macrorhyncha microstoma and was first discovered way back in 1939. However, it was only very recently that this odd fish was photographed to life for the first time. Imagine being the one to grab that photo. Number 12. Goblin shark. Scientists once believed that this sinister shark was extinct, but it was later filmed by a remotely operated vehicle some 4,000 feet below the waves. They are the only living creature left in the ancient Mitsucarinidae family, which dates back to approximately 125 million years ago. Basically, the elusive goblin shark is a living dinosaur. They can be found throughout the Atlantic, Pacific, and Indian Oceans, and are named after a mystical Japanese demon known as a tengu. We can see why this long-snout beast was then nicknamed the goblin shark in the English translation. And while the name sort of stuck, this creepy creature can reach lengths of over 13 feet long and has a slender, sword-like nose that scientists speculate could be used as a kind of radar to detect their prey in the darkness. Yep, even if the goblin shark can't see you, it can still sense your presence. And if that doesn't creep you out, we don't know what will. Thankfully, this freaky fish lives so deep under the sea that the chances of bumping into one are next to nothing. Phew, that's a relief. Number 11. Antarctic Strawberry Feather Star. Buckle up for this Antarctic thriller. The Antarctic Strawberry Feather Star with 10 rays, 20 arms, and a body like a strawberry. It's like a sci-fi creation straight from the deep. Scientists stumbled upon this creepy cool species in the Antarctic Ocean during their expeditions from 2008 to 2017. They were originally hunting for the Antarctic feather stars, known for their downright out-of-this-world looks. That's when they stumbled across this brand-new species. And what did they call their newfound star? Promag gregarious. Because its body is a dead ringer for a strawberry, it turns out gregarious is Latin for strawberry. You really do learn something new every day. This creature has evolved a unique method of feeding, using its feather-like arms to sweep plankton and small marine particles from the water, making it a filter feeder in the depths. Some scientists speculate that it might also use its bizarre appearance to blend into the rocky ocean floor and protect itself from predators. Its color and shape are thought to mimic sea plants, helping it stay hidden. This underwater creature hangs out pretty deep, lurking between 65 and 1,170 meters below the surface. We can't decide if this strange new species is beautiful or just downright disturbing. We've never been so confused about a strawberry before. Number 10. Portuguese man-of-war. When it comes to poisonous creatures, they don't come much bigger than this. It's the Portuguese man-of-war. This siphonophore has poisonous tentacles that can grow to over 150 feet long. While most people believe that this enormous sea creature is a jellyfish, it's actually part of a curious species of animals named siphonophores. But what exactly does that mean? Well, the siphonophores consist of colonies made of thousands of genetically identical yet individual creatures. Each of these creatures is specialized to perform a different function within the colony, which is what makes the Portuguese man-of-war so dangerous and unique. Some siphonophores even have specialized sails that catch the wind, allowing the colony to drift across the ocean's surface, while others are equipped with stinging cells powerful enough to paralyze or kill their prey. It starts off as one fertilized egg and then grows into unique organisms. While these minuscule organisms, known as zoids, can't survive on their own, they can together and they gather into one tentacled unit. Zoids in the Portuguese man-of-war all serve their own important purpose, from the dactylozoids, which hunt and capture prey in the long, leggy tentacles, to the gastrozoids, which are responsible for digesting food, and the gonozoids that manage reproduction. Every single organism has its own job in this toxic tribe. Damn, nature, you're scary. Number 9. The bone-eating worms. Zombies under the ocean, whatever next. Yep, Ostax worms are the real-life zombies that live 10,000 feet deep under the sea. But these zombies don't crave brains. They love to feast on bones. These 1 to 3-inch monsters were first discovered in the skeleton of a rotting gray whale, baffling marine biologists across the globe. There are 26 species of Ostax worms, and they are all seriously disturbing. For a start, these deep-sea zombie worms don't have any mouths or any guts, and they feed using a unique root system that drills into the bone and digests the fats and protein. The root system is made up of specialized cells that secrete enzymes capable of breaking down even the toughest of bones, allowing the worms to absorb nutrients in a way no other animal can. The worms work in large colonies, each of them feeding on different parts of the same whale carcass. Only the female worms perform this unusual drilling technique, and the tiny male specimens actually live inside the female. The males are essentially parasites, surviving off of the female's nutrient-rich body, and some scientists believe they've evolved this strange way of living because they can't survive in the extreme conditions of the deep sea on their own. The zombie worms. Researchers actually found 111 males living inside one female worm. Talk about freeloaders. The sinister zombie worm secretes acid from its skin that dissolves the bone, allowing them to access the delicious collagen trapped inside. We don't know about you, but we're pretty glad that these deep-sea zombie worms only live thousands of feet below the ocean and nowhere near the water that we swim in. Or at least we hope that's the case. Number 8. Hitchhiking beetle. Now, this is one wild hitchhiker. Meet Nymphister cranori, the beetle with a genius plan. Researchers in Costa Rica stumbled upon this little bug while keeping an eye on some army ants from up top. Everything seemed business as usual, but a side view revealed some ants had what looked like a double-decker abdomen. Scientists thought that was pretty weird, so they took a closer look, and upon closer inspection they were in for a massive surprise. The top abdomen was actually a mystery beetle hanging on for dear life with its mandibles. This little beetle was taking full advantage of the ants' highly structured social lives, hitching a ride and avoiding predators by hiding in plain sight. It's likely that the beetle has evolved to imitate the appearance and behavior of the ants, benefiting from the protection they receive in such a dangerous world. Some experts believe that the beetle may even mimic the chemical signals of the ants, making it undetectable by both predators and the ants themselves. It had evolved into a master of disguise, blending seamlessly with the ants' backside. The big reveal happened when they gave the vial a shake, and the beetle popped off, unveiling itself. Now, the full details on how this beetle pulls off its ant impersonation is still a bit of a mystery, but one thing's for sure, its camouflage game is so on point that scientists only recently caught a glimpse of it. This beetle's been hiding in plain sight. Number 7. Ghost shrimp. Let's talk about ghost shrimp, or as they're also known, glass shrimp. These little guys are like the Houdinis of the freshwater world. Hailing from the southeastern United States, their claim to fame? They're practically see-through. You could say they're like underwater ninjas, blending seamlessly with their environment. Their near invisibility helps them avoid predators, making them true masters of stealth. But they're not just great at hiding, they also have some amazing digging abilities. These shrimp possess incredibly strong claws and sharp pincers that help them dig through the sand like it's nothing. They can create intricate burrows, which serve as both homes and hideouts from danger. Now, these ghost shrimp don't exactly have the longest lifespan. They're basically the rock stars of the underwater world, living fast and dying young, usually clocking in at just about a year. That's blink and you'll miss it, compared to other fish who can live for decades. But even though they only live to the grand old age of 1 year, they've got some serious survival skills. These bad boys can go without oxygen for up to 6 days. Talk about tough cookies. They hunt their food by being absolute digging machines, constantly tunneling away in the sand, sometimes reaching depths of a whopping 30 inches, all in the pursuit of a good meal. Now, if that doesn't earn them a gold star for effort, we don't know what does. All that digging must make them hungry. Number 6. Long-head darter fish. Guess who's back from an 80-year vacation in Ohio? It's the OG comeback kid, the small long-head darter, last spotted in the state in 1939. This fish was missing in action for decades until now, that is, last fall, the Ohio Division of Wildlife hit the jackpot, finding not one, but 2 of these little fellas in the Ohio River. With their olive-yellow scales and a dark spot in the tail fin space, these fish really stand out from the crowd. Researchers were thrilled with the find, especially since the long-head darter had been presumed extinct in Ohio for decades. The discovery was like finding a ghost from the past, as it defied all odds of being rediscovered. These resilient fish seem to have made a comeback, and scientists are eager to study how they managed to survive this long. It's still unclear why the long-head darter disappeared for so long, but its return gives hope for other species once thought lost. At 4.5 to 5 inches, scientists were able to make them out in the murky river for the first time in almost a century. Pretty cool, right? And they're not just Ohio natives. Apparently, you can now spot them in Tennessee, New York, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, Kentucky, Virginia, and North Carolina too. It's been a mystery how they made it across such wide distances, leading researchers to believe the fish may have slowly spread back to other areas. Not too bad for a fish everyone thought was extinct. Number 5. Blue-ringed octopus. These little cephalopods may be one of the most adorable sea creatures down under, but they are actually crazy venomous. With their small size and vibrant, iridescent blue rings, they look almost cartoonish, but don't let that fool you. This little critter is one of the most dangerous animals in the ocean. Dwelling in the waters of southern Australia, the blue-ringed octopus is capable of producing a deadly neurotoxin known as tetrodotoxin to paralyze and kill its victims. The toxin works by blocking sodium channels in nerves, essentially shutting down the nervous system, causing paralysis in a matter of minutes. Interestingly, the octopus only shows its famous blue and black rings when it feels threatened, so chances are, if you see those up close, then it's already too late. These rings are a warning, a natural defense mechanism to scare off predators. But the reality is that many unsuspecting people have been bitten by these deceptively cute creatures without realizing the danger until it's too late. Tetrodotoxin is 1,000 times more poisonous than cyanide, and the amount of venom that the blue-ringed octopus can produce is capable of killing 26 people. It's often a single bite, so swift and silent, that victims don't even have time to react. Worst of all, there is no known antidote to this uber-deadly venom. The paralysis can leave victims unable to breathe, and without immediate medical intervention, death from asphyxiation can follow. Maybe this octopus isn't so cute after all. Number 4. Pelican spiders. Pelican spiders, also known as assassin spiders, are not only famous for being extremely strange in appearance, but also for being one of the only species of spiders that feast upon other spiders. These creatures have a unique hunting style, using their long, spindly legs to chase down their victims with deadly precision. Unlike most spiders, which catch their prey in webs, pelican spiders hunt their meals directly. They can move surprisingly fast, stalking their prey through the underbrush or across the forest floor. Growing to just 8 millimeters in length, these freaky arachnids live in Madagascar, South Africa, and Australia, and are considered to be living fossils, having existed on this planet for around 165 million years. Their history traces back to a time when spiders were much larger and far more aggressive, making them true survivors in the arachnid world. These ancient spiders can be recognized by their strange body shape and long necks that have often been compared to the profile of a pelican. Their necks allow them to strike with pinpoint accuracy, snagging their prey with their powerful jaws, which can pierce through other spiders' hard exoskeletons. They have distinct, highly specialized mouths that allow them to prey on their fellow spider brethren, and are by far one of the most nightmare-inducing species of spiders we've ever seen. Interestingly, the pelican spider was once thought to be extinct until researchers rediscovered them in the wild. They were found clinging to life in remote regions, hiding away in trees and under rocks. Talk about wishful thinking. Number 3. Vampire squid. Meet the vampire squid, the creepy creature chilling out at 2,000 to 3,000 feet beneath the waves. This horror movie critter is covered in photophores, fancy glowing bits that help it lure in its prey at night. It doesn't need to chase its meals in the darkness. The glowing light is enough to attract its victims, making it the master of stealth in the pitch-black depths. Its webbed tentacles resemble a cloak, giving it an eerie, ghostly appearance as it drifts through the water. Now, the official name is really hard to pronounce and it's Latin, and it roughly means vampire squid from hell. Talk about a dramatic introduction. But hold on to your garlic and your wooden stakes, because this little guy doesn't actually have a taste for blood. No thanks here, folks. Unlike its vampire counterparts in folklore, it's not interested in feeding on living creatures, but rather on detritus, tiny bits of dead organic matter floating in the water. It got its spooky title when a bunch of sea explorers stumbled upon it in the late 1800s. One explorer, Carl Chun, saw its red eyes and tentacle webbing, and the rest is history. The real-life legend that is the vampire squid was born. Turns out, these ancient sea legends have been around since prehistoric times, hanging out in the oxygen minimum zone, OMZ, a spot with thin air, so thin it'd make climbing Mount Everest seem like a walk in the park. In fact, that's why finding out information on these supernatural squids is a real challenge for researchers. Move over, Hollywood vamps. These creatures are the real nightmares of the deep. Number 2. Anglerfish. Living in a state of permanent darkness, 3,000 feet below the ocean, the sneaky anglerfish has an evil way of luring in its prey. Its bioluminescent bait, dangling like an eerie lure, is the perfect trap in this sunless world. Reaching up to 3 feet in length, the female of the species has a dorsal spine that hangs over their head, resembling an innocent fishing pole, complete with the glowing bait that proves irresistible to smaller fish. The light attracts curious creatures, desperate to explore any flicker in the dark. But little do they know, they are heading straight into the jaws of a merciless predator. As they swim closer, the anglerfish's glowing fishing pole continues to lure them further into its grasp. Hypnotized by this bioluminescent light, their prey will swim close enough to the anglerfish to see its sinister, razor-sharp fangs. The anglerfish is also capable of opening its massive mouth wider than most fish, allowing it to engulf creatures much larger than itself. But by the time they realize their fatal mistake, it's already too late. The deadly anglerfish has such a gigantic mouth that it can swallow prey double its size, chomping them down with creepy translucent teeth that are virtually undetectable in the pitch-black darkness. Don't go into the light. Number 1. Comb jellies. Let's dive into the magical world of comb jellies. These creatures are a real spectacle of the sea. First off, they get their name from their funky feature, rows of fused silica plates or combs that run down their bodies like 8 slick oars. Yup, these guys are the disco dancers of the microscopic world. And not only that, but they are the biggest critters to rock silica-powered swimming. Their shimmering, translucent bodies make them appear like floating rainbows, gliding effortlessly through the water. With the ability to move in nearly any direction, they seem to defy gravity and flow through the ocean like ghostly apparitions. It's as if they are constantly dancing to an invisible beat, mesmerizing any creature lucky enough to catch a glimpse. And when they get moving, it's a disco light show like no other, with those comb rows creating a groovy rainbow effect under the waves. Some species even have the ability to produce bioluminescence, adding an extra sparkle to their already magical appearance. And here's a pretty weird fact for you. Until 2015, scientists thought that comb jellies were eating and pooping through their mouths, which seemed to be their one-stop shop for everything. But then researchers figured out that these guys actually have a hidden exit strategy. They release stuff they can't digest through pores in their rear end. Well, that's a lot less gross than they were originally thought to be. If you see one of these things, do not touch it under any circumstance. It's incredibly dangerous, so don't say we didn't warn you. See you in next video.